It was a quiet Wednesday afternoon when my phone rang. The number on the screen was unfamiliar, and for a few seconds I considered ignoring it. But something made me answer. On the other end, there was a faint crackle of static, followed by a woman's trembling whisper. "Sir, I think you should come home." Her tone was careful, almost frightened, as if she were afraid someone might overhear her. I frowned, confused. "Who is this?" I asked, but she didn't answer that. Instead, after a pause, she said softly, "She's here, sir. With someone." Then the line went dead. For a moment I just sat there staring at my phone, the hum of the office fading into silence. The cleaning service, of course. I'd hired them that morning, a little surprise for Jenna. She'd been swamped with work since her promotion and kept complaining that the house had turned into a mess. I thought I was being thoughtful, but now my chest felt tight, my pulse too steady. Something deep inside me had already known. I left the office without a word. On the drive home, the city's lights blurred through the windshield, bending like molten veins. I wasn't angry. Not yet. What I felt was something cleaner, clarity. A stillness that came when the truth finally stopped hiding. As I drove, my mind wandered back to the beginning. Jenna and I had met in college. She'd been the kind of girl who made everyone in the room notice her. Not because she tried, but because she radiated life. She used to laugh too loudly during lectures, toss her hair carelessly, steal my notes and call it studying together. I fell for her before I even realized it. Back then I had nothing. She believed in me when no one else did. Every part of my life, the business, the home, the comfort, was built on that faith. But love changes you. It dulls your instincts. You start to ignore what should make you suspicious. You convince yourself trust is noble, even when it's naive. The signs have been there for months. Late meetings that stretched past midnight. The faint smell of cologne I didn't wear. Her phone, always face down, always silent. I'd ask small questions, half joking. She'd smile, touch my arm, kiss me like she was hiding behind affection. I didn't see it then, but guilt makes people tender. And then came the slip. One evening while she showered, her phone lit up on the counter. Mark. I didn't know a Mark. When she came out, I asked casually. She froze for less than a heartbeat before she smiled and said, "He's a client." But I saw the flicker in her eyes, the constriction of her pupils. That was enough. After that, I stopped asking. I just watched, listened, waited. I became invisible in my own home, the quiet, predictable husband she thought she could outsmart. The cleaning call wasn't a coincidence. I'd arranged it that way. When I hired the service, I told the manager to send someone unexpectedly, and to call me if anyone was home who shouldn't be. It was a test I already knew the answer to. When I arrived, the front door was slightly ajar. Inside, the cleaner stood by the staircase, pale and shaking. Her eyes darted upstairs and she whispered one word, "Bedroom." I didn't rush. Each step I took was measured, my footsteps soft against the carpet. From behind the half-open door came the unmistakable sound of laughter, whispers, the rhythm of bodies too close. My heartbeat didn't spike. It slowed. I felt detached, almost clinical, like I was watching a scene I'd already lived. I didn't barge in. I didn't want a confrontation. I already had what I needed. 2 days earlier, I'd installed a small camera inside the picture frame above our bed. Jenna thought I'd hung it because I loved the photo. Our honeymoon, both of us smiling, sunburned and naive. The irony wasn't lost on me. That camera caught everything. I didn't watch the footage that night. I saved it, encrypted it, and sent it to my lawyer instead. By Friday, the divorce papers were ready. No shouting, no pleading. Just documents, timestamps, proof. Adultery recorded in high definition. But I wasn't done. Jenna worked at my company. She'd been my idea to bring her in, to give her purpose, to keep her close. Now that proximity became her downfall. I anonymously sent the footage to HR. Affairs with clients violated her contract. Within hours, she was terminated. By the next Wednesday, she was served. When she showed up at my office, she looked like someone who'd seen her reflection and no longer recognized it. Pale skin, red-rimmed eyes, mascara running in black lines down her cheeks. She didn't knock, just walked in. "You set me up," she said, her voice breaking. I didn't stand. "No," I said quietly. "You did this to yourself. I just made sure the truth had a witness." Her lower lip trembled. The tears came again, the kind that used to undo me. But not anymore. You can't do this to me, she whispered. I already did. I slid an envelope across the desk. Inside were the financial terms, what little she was still entitled to. I'd spent months restructuring the accounts, moving assets, protecting everything long before she ever knew. She opened the envelope, read the figures and looked up at me in shock. That was the moment it hit her. Not the betrayal itself, but the realization that I'd stopped loving her long before she stopped pretending to love me. It's been 3 weeks since then. The house is quiet now. Cleaner. Still smells faintly of her perfume sometimes, but even that is fading. At night, when I pass by the empty side of the bed, I think about the cleaner's voice on the phone. The whisper that cracked everything open. People imagine revenge feels like a blaze, like something that burns bright and violent. Doesn't. It feels like deep water. Calm, reflective, patient. It doesn't scream. It drowns. And as I move through the silence she left behind, I understand something I never did before. Justice doesn't need to shout. It just waits. And it always arrives exactly when it should.